The Tome of the Unliving. Though often considered the ultimate solution, death does not always put an end to evil. Sustained by the power of forbidden magics and dark passions, some creatures bargain away their dignity for accursed immortality, and so defy moral law. In the eyes of the divine, some of the greatest of mortal villains are those who become the undead. In response to atrocity of undeath, the gods forged a monument to the finality of life, a sprawling crypt to house the unliving offenders of their most sacred laws, a place where such abominations might live out their depraved existences in immortal impotence, a tome of the unliving within a prison of the forgotten. In the era of the great prison's creation, the most powerful and most vile undead were gathered and interned within the divine crypt. Among these horrors were hell champion Vinara Catacharia, Castiophysius, and a creature known as the World Eater. With an army of rotting servants and a petty death lords, these nightmares were sealed away, their souls left to rot with their bodies, and for centuries the undead have done just that, brooding on imagined lives and weaving plots against a world that has forgotten them, until recently something began to stir back to a twisted form of life, awakening more than a host of zombies and ghouls, but also the potential for eternal death. At the heart of the Tome of the Unliving is a great shrine, a sanctuary revering the three aspects of the god of death. Between statues of the guide, the judge, and the merciless executioner stands a dais filled with holy light. Imprisoned by this divine radiance, intended to sleep until the end of time, are the shadows of the gargantuan World Eater, a creature of such power that the great prison's celestial guards fear to let it roam free even in captivity. The dread worm has remained trapped within the tome since its creation, but even the most powerful magics weaken, and all with alterations and the prison's physical and arcane supports, the World Eater strains against the walls. As the blessed light of the ancient terror's cell weakens, surges of power pulse through the crypts. These waves of negative energy have goaded the three most ancient of the tome's inhabitants to search for the source, and be the first to bend it to his or her dark will. Though none know what power lay dormant with them, or what has reinvigorated it, their perverse ambitions and lust for freedom have driven them each to obsess over claiming it, but gaining access to the central crypt has proven more difficult than expected. 4 gates of celestial steel bar the way to the inner temple, and for any creature to enter the sanctuary, each trapped portal must be opened. Thus, Venaria, Invictus, and Castiophysius have come into brutal conflict, each battling to gain hold of the holy passengers and dominate the tome's heart. Over decades of conflict, the servants of the 3 immortal warlords have each claimed at least 1 gate for their master. The devout slaves of death-worshipping Castiophysius have proven most powerful, inspired by madness and their empress' belief that they fight to awaken an avatar of her dark god, Invictus, who found genius first uncovered the secrets of lichdom, that has fashioned monstrous servants from unliving bone, savage warriors that he hopes will win him access to an untold wealth of dark magic. But the ghostly Venaria has proven to be the most pragmatic or problematic of her peers, sending her incorporeal soldiers into battle. She fights for soldiers, a means to escape the prison and torment the world anew, each with their own perverse motivations. The damned battle in their mass grave for nearly a century now, evenly matched and no closer to their goals than they were at the war's beginning. But with the coming of heroic intruders to the divine prison, all that may soon change. Besides the massive crypts, undead prisoners, another being of faith in the intertwined with the tome of the unliving, a soul lantern archon, Vrishishtat, is sworn to eternally watch over the gates to the ancient tome, ready to raise the alarm should be the dead ever find a way to escape. But recent events, as measured by those that live forever, have left him uncertain of his duties. Vrishishtat has felt the rumblings of dark energy resonating from within the tome, and is only beginning in the area that realizes their import. Powerless to prevent the World Eater's revival and forsworn to cause no harm, the undead within the tome, Vrishishtat has been forced to wait, feeling the dread worm grow stronger and closer to fully awakening. He fears what will happen if the awesome terror is no longer rest, and so the Celestial Guard merely watches, hoping that others might come unrestricted, with the power to put the World Eater back to sleep, hopefully forever.